Honey, I'm going to turn the light on. What? I need to turn the light on. Okay. Well, I wonder if I can turn it around this way now. There you go. Um, I've just had probably one of the most amazing breakthroughs in this whole fucking journey, and um, it, it makes sense. I know where I've gone wrong. No, it's not that I've gone wrong because what I'm doing is still right, and that's still incredible. Um, and people will still be going overseas, and we still have to employ the people that are overseas, and we have to bring them all here, not to be managers, which I kind of thought would be the fantastic idea. It's to bring all the information that we need to prove to our investors that, hey, not only we can show them the materials we're going to use, we're going to show them the everything. But the next 2 years is all the time that we've got to do this. Well, maybe it won't be. But each share that we sell on crowdfunding will only go for $1, which is okay. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's yes. I'm not. Yeah. Um, and now I know why we have 11 million shares. America won't let you go over a certain amount because actually we can sell all the shares. Now we can sell all 11 million of the shares because all they're buying, all shareholders are the investors for the company. They never become owners. You know, they're only I used to think the shareholders could make decisions about how. I used to think the shareholders were the ones that made the decisions about um, this and that and that. No, 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 no. It's still my company. Oh, yes, my company. Because it is. I mean, again, 99% of the information that has created this amazing fucking opportunity um, would not happen without my brain. Um, as fucked up as that brain is, I don't think I'm as fucked up as I once thought I was. Somehow I came up with this, and I'm not a religious person in the sense I'm not Judo Christian. Yeah, I know what I mean. I don't follow any religion, and there's a part of me. No, I don't believe in the God that they believe in. Like he's one person and that kind of stuff. I believe there's a much bigger thing than that. But it's a in my brain thing. It's not a reality thing, but it is. I don't see it as being a personal this kind of thing, but I know that through reason and evidence and this kind of stuff and blah blah blah, and maybe my experiences and maybe my advantages and disadvantages and all that shit. Maybe that's the reason I came up with this plan. Um, but if I've been brutally honest, I've never found a job or anything that I've actually ever enjoyed doing in my life. Yeah, I mean, just I don't think work is the kind of thing that you do enjoy. It's like a necessity. We have to work because, well, we have to buy this and we have to buy that. Damn it. I'm so stoned off some of the best weed. Plus, I love it. I mean, so Jack or whatever they say. I don't know what it was that made this thing come into my brain, but I suppose for me, I'm using this thing. For me, it feels spiritual, and I mean that's the word I use so that other people can kind of. I don't know what spiritual means. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to say it's Wairua, it's this and that. I don't know what it means. It's spiritual. And I'm a stoner that's been smoking pot. I thought it was in October of last year, but actually it hasn't even been that long. Max, it's been this year. Shit, actually, far out. I can't have been smoking. I must have been smoking cannabis now for probably the last 4 months. And that's on the outskirts. That's only because Toko said, well, he's only been like doing what he's doing for the last 3 months. And I was thinking, shit, I know it wasn't that much before that. Maybe, I mean, let's give it 6 months. Let's say the last 6 months of smoking weed has helped me slow down and more or less have come up with this. Oh, so that wasn't one of their spiritual moments. It was just me thinking, it's not just a business plan. Yeah. I understand now. I'm going to be applying for $2 million, and I do, like everybody else, expect these shares to sell pretty quick because they're only going to sell for $1 a share. I kind of heard that when I saw it on Hikurangi. I thought, why would they only sell them for $1? $1? You're going to be joking. You know, you can buy a lolly for $1. And that's now where it makes sense to me. Yeah, these 2 billion or 3 million shares that we put out there, these guys are going to buy for $1. $1 a share. I mean, that's pretty fucking cheap. For what they're going to get, that's fucking cheap. That's incredibly cheap. Because the next 2 years, we're going to, what they've paid us to do is to implement the business plan. That's what they're buying. The business plan that you develop is the plan that you're going to take to crowdsource funding. With that $3 million, we're going to give ourselves a time, and that's also where the legislation comes in. We need now. I mean, it's vitally important that we're on the pulse. I mean, it's almost like we need to have somebody, not if they can't attend them, and getting those copies of where the legislation and just having this long board and timeline what we know and what we can evidence and how the decision's going. And, you know, if we see the decision that, you know, they're looking like they're going to be okay with it, well, then let's go and put some more effort into that marketing thing right now. We're marketing ourselves. We need to get over to those areas, wherever they are, start getting into their local newspapers, get into their local radio times, because we don't need to. I mean, I don't think we'd have to advertise too heavily in Ponsonby to get a hell of a lot of votes. I sure, we don't have anything out in South Auckland. That's where our ads come in, because the face of that, how they're received, is going to help people have a better understanding about hemp, even if hemp is what we're starting. So we are going to be a lot further back than Hikurangi, because we're not going to start we're not. We could probably do it in a year. And as the shorter the timeline, the more money we get for the shortest possible timeline to get out the results that are in that business plan, the sooner we get to the investors. The sooner we get to the investors and the financial backing, the sooner we can start building. Oh, yuck, I was just watching myself. Was that one of those condescending? It wasn't meant to be that. It was meant to be the, now I understand this, and then now I understand that. Fuck, now I've forgotten what I was talking about. Oh, the shareholders. So if we shorten that timeline, like 2 years is, God, I gotta admit, a lot of time. I mean, I was thinking about it. I don't think it's much the last 2 years. Actually, that $2 million has to give us the opportunity to get it done as quick as we can. Focus on the priority information that we need to get. Use research. I mean, for Stacey and Dan, yes, and Dan, because this is my company and I want them there. No one's a CEO, no one's an EO, no one's a nothing. It's not just that they can stay there for, go there for a 1-day visit and watch the process and come out of there and think, oh, yep, that's it, now I can run a, I mean, I think that visit will help cement things. Whoop, how did I do here? I think that, I think it's still important, because I think you need to get, you need to see it in practice. You need to be watching it. You need to understand everything there is about a grow farm, everything that we can possibly make. Anything that you learn there is going to help you better understand the company. Sorry. No, wait a minute, go back. Steph's going to remind me of this. And she goes, no, that's not how we're doing it there. We're not at the CEO, EO stage. Our job right now isn't about, I've got this position, you've got that position. Right now, this business is about us Māori, us whānau, and us people coming together to try and see if you can help me get this there. No one has to have a job description or a I don't know, business contract, employment contracts, that kind of thing. This is the journey, and this is what we're going to do. I can't. How can I write a job description for something I don't know? I mean, what do you call them? I mean, what do you call somebody who's? What's the name of the job that is? What do you do? I work as this. Oh, what do they do? Well, what I do is I'm working in a company that's going to make maybe $16 trillion on the day they go to market in Hong Kong. I can say, you what? Yeah, we're just trying to get we're just helping out, because every bit of information you guys get is going to be vitally important. Is it important that you go and smoke weed there for 5 days? Right now, no. No. The company as it goes, this is what's going to be amazing, I think. The investors want to know that we can run this, and our job is to make sure that we can. But at the end of the day, this company is about the values and the basis that we run on. Now, you put a tikanga face and a blah, blah, blah face and this, that, and everything else on it and make it Māori over here, and it's going to get shot down. You know, it's okay when it's pretty Maori boys, running around on the rugby field or the league field. But, the kind of people that I've spoken to and the kind of responses I've got, it's like, cunts. I talk to anybody overseas, anybody, and they don't have that stigma on me. They don't have that. They don't have the space and place that they need to be able to get to this. So I've made some decisions over the last week. I don't regret the decisions that I've made. What I've done is I made them a little bit. I've made them early, but I'm going to go and face up to it and say, "Hey, wait a minute. I came to you too early. What I need to be doing first is concentrating on my business and concentrating on, yep, I want your product. Yes, I want to know more about it. Yes, I want to be able to build a partnership with you. But should I be making orders right now? Hell no. The money that we need to use is, we could have a better relationship with you if this. Well, actually, what we can offer, what I'm thinking we offer now is we're an international company. We're going to be in New Zealand, then we move to Australia, then we move to Wales, Scotland, and then England. All because of me and Simon. Maori boy from Kiwiland can go into Australia and I can start a business and I wouldn't have to get any equity because we've already done our first business in New Zealand. So that also has to be timelined into things. Because the reality of, that's now now I see why people don't add this many, franchises or this many parts onto the plan. Because if you tell the investors you can do this, you've got to prove it. There is nothing on my business plan that needs to be taken off. There's things that we need to maybe add on, and I was talking to Ellen today, and she was saying, I was saying, cuz, what would you do if you could do this? And she said, oh, well, I'd make a free supermarket. I thought, now I see why that social enterprise is important. Okay, one, I know that there's a tax write-off for it. I know it's disgusting, but it's not why I'm doing it. I mean, this whole business started so that I could make a difference out there in people's lives in a meaningful way with my bottoms up approach to my plan. It's and now it makes sense that what we're building in this company, because it's this big. I mean, if it was a mum and papa shop down the road, we could run that. But come on, people, the investors have just put $1 trillion into this company because they believe it. Now go and do it. Well, yeah, we wrote the business plan. We know the structure. We know where things are going to be. And we know that whoever's got that job as the CEO is going to have to look after all of these. No way. Our investors need to know that the person they've got on that seat is going to make the decisions that are right. But the difference part is that sitting right next to this person will be a person who's Māori, because this company is going to be different. We will be bilingual. If you don't want to speak Māori, if you don't want to pronounce the words right, or if you can't pronounce the words right, well, I'm sorry, there's the door. You know, if you can't if you can't do it right now, fine. But part of your employment plan will be that you have to attend this course. Now, you don't, I mean, this is my company, and if I decide that's the rules, that's the rules. The employment law is wide enough for you to be able to put most conditions in. If we'd been asking them to come to work in a pew and no undies, they'd have, we'd be taken to court. But if saying must be proficient in Māori or ability to learn, that's what the standard needs to be. You come in proficient, fantastic, get the job. Well, proficient and mildly skilled. The other one is no Rio, but highly qualified. Well, I'm sorry, if I'm going to take either of the two, I'd rather have somebody that can speak Māori and blend into this environment seamlessly in my company than somebody who can't. I don't care if it's a Chinese person that can speak Māori and understand Ki Te Kāinga and all that. I don't care the race of the person. Well, yeah, no, fuck. You know how I talk. I don't care about the race of the person. If they can speak Māori, fine. If they can live by our values, fine. If they can, because, the philosophy of our company will be front and centre for these investors that are going to come, like I was talking to Steph tonight about how and where we pitch our company, and do we want to be on this, do we want to be on the New York market, do we want to be on the Hong Kong market, like which one of those, how good our plan is will depend on how high it flies up that market, Now I get why there's only 3 million shares for $1 each. If we've put enough, and that's what I mean, like the kind of PR work that this is going to need in the States, is going to have to be huge. Well, no, it doesn't actually, because we're not trying to get the Joe on the road. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Yeah. Because I wouldn't be able to afford to buy shares of my own company. By the time it gets to one of those spaces. Because right now, I have absolutely no money. Oh, no. I think we got about $100 from something, yeah. So today we have money. Tomorrow I launch all the stuff off, but I am a lot more clearer about what I need to do. Now I get it. So, love Heather. That's why when I was talking to her, it didn't make sense to her. It wasn't that she didn't understand what I was saying. What she couldn't get is, why would I be employing staff when I haven't even, when all I'm doing is, I've finished my business plan and now I want to go and hire people. Ha! The business plan is only for the minor investors. So, like I told Steph tonight, the risk for people is that, and it's not like one person's going to buy 3 million shares. We might have 3 million people that buy 1 share each. Damn it, I've lost it again. I better start watching this shit actually, because I think this is going to help me remember. I have to call Steph and Stace and get them to remind me to keep writing this down. Because while it's in my head and I've spoken about it, now I know a lot more clearly about what needs to be added. And as far as the Grower Networks boys go, yes, we still need to have that relationship there, but will they come out here to start the build? No. What I'm looking at them for is still the same information, but instead of them bringing them out here to build the place and project manage the place, actually I need to bring them out here to have a look at a few places, land options that we can build in, giving them a geometric idea of what we want and how that space is going to look in this thing. That's where we need the surveys. That's where we need the quantity surveys. That's where we need the learned surveys. That's why we've got to have it that's why we need to get those geological reports, because we need to know that our building is going to be able to work in that space, is going to stand in that space, and will not fall down. I just said this stuff, and even when I'm saying it, I mean, it came to me like, oh, that's why they do that. Oh, that's why they do that. That's why people do all that stuff before they pay people to build it. That's what. Why have they always made this business idea sound so fucking hard? It's not hard. You just didn't explain the rules to us properly. You didn't tell us that we had to do all this stuff. You didn't tell us that the business plan is this. You told us that one when we're starting a business by ourselves. You want to know why there's no Kiwi huge companies around the world? Because piss all people knew about it. And for the companies that did make it, I would be sure, picked it up while they were overseas. Hey, this is us. Guess what, motherfuckers? I'm on to you. Ha! I think I snapped your game. Now I can understand why, and I can see clearly about how large corporations get started. And now I can see why the investors are so important. They might have invested in that company, in our company, but that's our money. Oh no, I'm not laughing certainly at the people that will invest in the company. We're going to spend, now I can see why it needs to be 2 million. It needs to stay at 2 years, but I think we need to ask for more. I think we need to release more shares if we can only sell them for $1, because actually the people I bring in, now I see what their roles need to be, or everybody. But I'm going to be the one that's going to have the final say on everything, because I know what I'm doing. I'm going to make the right decisions, and it might not agree with everybody. And I won't, I'm talking about stuff like, oh, we don't know that person, we shouldn't have them working for our company, we shouldn't have that person. For the decisions I've made, and I've made a couple of stupid decisions, I don't regret bringing Stacey in, and I don't regret bringing Dan in. But in New Zealand right now, and every whānau member must know this, I love yous. And if I could give you 10% of this money that's coming in, I would do it in the drop of a hat. But if you really want me to help you, whānau, you've got to trust that the decisions I'm making are sadly going to be ones based on the research data, this kind of thing. I am going to have a, what am I going to do different with our company? We're going to be bilingual, we're going to be Māori. I wanted to make it Māori first, but if I knew somebody who was Māori that could run the company that I've envisaged and built, I will hire them as this. Oh, well, wait a minute. I would pick them first. If there were 3 people that had the same skill, that person would be the one I picked first. But if we can't find somebody like that, we'll find the best person, because the person at the job, it's my company and I can choose to do how it was. If the investors that are in this company are there for the money, then they'll see the statistics. If they believe in the passion of the company, then they'll invest because of that. But if they invest in it because, if they choose not to invest in it because it has a Māori face, that's okay. But this will get investors. And we will not, I will not try to white it up so it's acceptable. No. I mean, the worst thing is, I'm trying to build a company based on everybody in there either being able to, well, trilingual, either being able to speak Māori, sign language. Oh yeah. And that, and that other one. I don't mind if people can't do it. I don't mind. But you have to at least try. And try doesn't mean turning up to the classes 1 year later and still saying whānau. Because in my company, that's a sackable. Not sackable, because in the sense that we'll put in all the processes, we'll put in the PIPs, we'll do everything, we'll follow to the law. They sacked me because I couldn't speak Māori. Yep, but you knew when you came in for that interview, because the recruitment company that hired you told you these are the conditions of this interview, these are the conditions that are on the job. Can you accept them? You could have chosen no. Then you might come to an interview, the first interview, and we will again say, these are the conditions. And then we'll start talking about, we'll start at the interview. And at the end of that conversation, we'll say, everything, all the information that anybody, I don't care if they're applying for the job as the janitor. And I don't care if they are the chief executive officer. But this is my company first. But this is a Māori, and it is a whānau way of working. No corporation has ever done this before on this level, because we've never had the opportunity to get there. This vessel is like what we right now, what Steph's going to go out and look, it doesn't have to be written by somebody fancy. It really doesn't. Steph, I've got absolute faith that you could do that stuff. Absolute faith. Yeah. Because that's not where we need to get it right. What we need to do there is explain this is how we work. Actually, it's not tikanga is a different part. When we're presenting that big launch, and that's why we will have to look at going to New York to do a launch and inviting the investors in that country about what we're doing in New Zealand. New York will do a launch. Oh, well, I mean, and that's the other thing too. Like, rather than waiting for iwi, I'm going to say iwi can't come into it at this stage, but I'm going to explain why a little bit later. All of the shares in this company are going to get sold. I want sold for the highest possible price. Like, I do want us to become trillionaires straight away. Because the company that we set up will eventually will have eventually costed us that much. But once that's all paid for and they've been going for a little while and they produce, the shareholders will get the amount of shares that they paid for an investment. So I say, like, if we had an amazing year and the total profit margins after blah blah blah, the actual profits, if they were for that year $3 billion, oh shit, I lost it. Fuck. Anyway, I understand now that even better than what I told Steph tonight. And you know what? How it's all coming together for me isn't because I have researched it. Yeah, it's not that I haven't. Well, no, I haven't done research. But when we used to watch those movies, do you remember Trading Places? That's why I mean, I kind of watched the movie, but I didn't really understand that stock market thing. That's how I kind of figured out some of the stuff. And that's how I got this stuff, and that's how I got that stuff. And then fuck me days if I don't go online and think, oh my God. So who knows? Maybe this whole plan has come out of something like, maybe watching the news all those times started to make me understand how, like I used to watch the stock market, not because I fucking enjoyed it, but I was too lazy to get off the couch and turn the TV over. So it was easy to just sit there and watch the NASDAQ made this much money on the NASDAQ, and this company over here just lost 11 cents or 0.11, 1 point. And even that makes more sense to me now. And now I can see why people get upset when it goes down 2 cents. Because that's 2 cents on every dollar that every person has invested. Now, if you've invested $1 and it goes down by 17 cents, cool, you just lost 17 cents. But if at the time that drop happened and the person that had just paid $9 million for one share has to lose 1.2 cents for every one of those, he's going to be fucked off. That's the risk of stock markets. Yeah, you can put $1 in and buy $1 share. You probably won't. If some company's only selling a share for $1, what are you really going to expect to get back? Orange juice? Whereas the companies that are up the top, and now it makes sense to me why all those corporations are always continuing to put on these lavish parties and this kind of stuff, because it's not that you just have to run the business successfully. You also need to make sure that your company's in the headlines and on the newspapers and all that, because as soon as people lose interest in your business or your thing, they start not buying, and then suddenly all those 1 and 2 cent pieces that you see getting dropped on the market are starting to cost these guys, for those who have paid millions, a lot of money. And when, who's the first one to leave the ships? It's always the rats. Everybody is going to want to get out of that company really fast. And we can't let that happen. So there's some things that we're always going to have to continually do. That's why marketing, PR and marketing is so important. We always want to keep we always want people to know we're out there, even if it is that subconscious thing, which now makes sense about why they put those fucking big billboards in. It's not that they need us to buy the product, they need us to remember the product, because the more people remember the products, the more likely they are unconsciously to eventually go and buy it. I mean, how many times do you take the piss out of the Palmolive lady and goes, oh, it does get in? I wonder how many years after that we started using Palmolive. And we did. And we'd all sit there going, yes, it does get in. We've just been subconsciously sucked in. And it's not that I want, no, we can't change how the mind works. If we want people to buy the product, then this is the things that we've got to do. Because like I said, if we believe in our company, if we believe that we're making the best product and that actually we need to tell people about this product, we need to tell them about this. That's how I want to view it. I don't want to view it like, yeah, we need to get money off these guys. No, actually, this product's fucking ace. Nothing that we're making, baking, cooking or selling is bad for you. You need to know this. You need to know that we're bilingual. Now, while this it might be different about how we do those ads, but now it makes more sense as to why those companies get so much, because actually they know the country that they're in and they know the market and how it needs to be delivered. So, if we do have to end up if Saatchi and Saatchi are going to give us the best information and the best way of presenting it, and it ends up costing us millions, remember, that's the thing that's going to help us keep ourselves popular. But again, like I was saying, while it is about money, people aren't going to get this, I am not doing this for money. Steph knows. Anybody that knows me knows. And I've said this I remember saying this to Soph. Man, this can't be happening to me. This whole stuff can't be wrong. But it can't be right that I've got this. I would be skeptical as fuck if somebody did this. And to come out of my mind, who 2 days ago, wasn't just out of money, was in deficit. My fucking credit card's been in $5,000 since I got the damn thing. I'm crap with money. But in fact, I don't need to manage the money. What people are buying, the first 3 million, and see now I'm going back to 2 million, they're looking at this business plan and saying, if this nigger can pull this off, we might have just bought the fucking cheapest fair chairs. We might have just bought the cheapest shares in the world into the next big company. There's I understand it now, though. I understand. I've done a great business plan, because for the first 3 million investors, that's all they need to know. Shit, I just remembered to think of something too. Oh man, what is this stuff? I don't want to turn this off now because, or maybe I can stop the YouTube and go and voice record it, but I know what uses more power. I still want to do the launch. No. I mean, I still want to put on a presentation. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys this. Stoney knows. What's her name? Kat and Ewan know. I don't really know Stoney and them, but I like him, and I want to. He's gonna. Those two are gonna come and work with us. Kat and Ewan are gonna work with us. Because who I hire right now is my decision, but it's actually not the biggest decision that we've got to think about right now. The people that I brought in, I know we don't need the rocket scientists now. What we need is to be getting information, and as much as we can. Hey, now you remember why data is valuable? I mean, if we could find out and glean on us how many people have smoked cannabis in the last 10 days, in those 10 days, how many days did you smoke? I mean, yeah, like, was it every single day? You did smoke in the last 10 days. How many times did you smoke? Did you smoke every night? Because if we got that information, we can say, look, nigger bitch, this is what the demand could be in this area. You start extrapolating that out. And I love using that word extrapolate. I've used it a lot, but never with the same people twice. Oh, except then when I said it twice. But that market research becomes so valuable. But if that's what some of us have got to do, then that's what some of us have got to do. Again, what I'll do is I'll rotate the trips around so everybody will get to go over to the States and have the same experience and be doing some work over there at the same time. It's not a holiday. That's why you've only got a day to get over there, because you don't need to know it all at the stage. You just understand the process. But I want all of you to go through it, because you've got to. I don't know if it's true. I mean, this is just what I think. And I've said it to Dan, who will be going over as well, and everybody will be doing the same visits. What I said to him was, it's one thing for me to, it's plant this kind of everything else. For him, it's real because he's done it. For me, it's theoretical at the most. And for most of us, we can understand how that works. But and he understands what it is, but until we get into a commercial greenhouse and see the size and the kind of equipment, and then going through to the seedling room or the germination room and thinking, oh my God. And then going in, it's the smells, it's the sights, it's the experience, it's the voice, it's the everything. I mean, maybe we should just all go over as a fucking group and do it as one exercise. But in that one exercise, I think we're going to get oh man, I forgot. I was just talking about going over. So yeah, I think actually it might be better that we all go together as a whānau, because if we're all in this company together, we're here as a whānau, we're going as a whānau. So only the people that I want on board on this flight. So it'll be all the people that are involved with the work. So it's Stacey, Dan. I don't know what I'm going to do with Tina yet, but Tina has to be one of the ones that work with me. Oh, wait a minute, I need to bring Tina on. So it's sorry, well, I should be at the top. Me and Tina aren't that whatukura, mare kura, and right now, Tina is the best person I can think for the job. Can I still offer 100k if I have to get her? I will, because she's that valuable to me. You guys don't know her, and that's your bad. If Tina accepts an offer, which I hope she will, then she's mine. Everybody that's going to be working for us is going to get paid. Right now, can I give you the biggest money? Probably not. Because while $2 million sounds like a lot of money now, it's not going to last us long. We've got a lot, I mean a lot of work to do. And no one in this company is going to know everybody, but I am. There are some people that are going to bring over from overseas. Am I going to be able to bring their wives and stuff and all over? No, I won't. So for those who have partners, oh no. If each of the couples and pairs that I've talked to and spoken to can come over to New Zealand, I want them to come. But can I give you the $7 million money right now? No. Can I do all the stuff that I promised you? No, I can't. Because at the time I made those offers, I thought I was going to be making money on it automatically. But do this, and we collectively we collectively will come out the end of this as trillionaires based on the money that's been. Maybe it won't be trillions of dollars, maybe it will only be billions of dollars. We're not shareholders of that money. We're the owners of that money. The shareholders are the ones that gave it to us. We could all jump on a plane tomorrow, we can go on the other side of the world and do nothing. Those investors just got terribly ripped off because these people took the money, didn't do the work they said they were going to do. So like even now, all those companies that went down because the guy took off with the money, you can think, well, we could do the same thing. But that's the risk our investors will make on us. That's why it's important that that's why it's important that I'm the face of the company. It might not be a fucking pretty one. I don't care. I look at Jay, what's his name? Jobs. He always wore blue pants and white shirts. I think it's a shitty. I mean, like, yeah, it saves me time because I didn't know what to pick. I mean, come on, bitch. You made a lot of fucking money. You could have taken, you could have got someone to get your clothes ready the next day. I don't mean that. I want to dress nice, and I want to have nicer clothes. And how we spend that money, well, we are going to use a lot of that money on ourselves. We will buy houses. We will buy cars. We'll do all the rest of that stuff. But the difference between where I'm taking you right now is that I'm not building a company, am I? I'm building a corporation. You're building a corporation. We're building a corporation. It makes sense to me now that why all the stuff happens the way it does. And why most people think oh yeah, let's do the business plan, the little thing over here. But all they needed to do was to say, wait a minute, if I make this plan even bigger, if I can go to Australia with this and that, I could get even bigger and bigger and bigger until, wait a minute, maybe that's what the market's all about. If my business in the next 5 years can create a business based on my business plan, motherfuckers, I just showed you, this is it. I don't have to have it there, but everything on that business plan can be checked, double checked, triple checked, all the stats, information, all that stuff can be checked. And they're going to come back and say, we need to buy into this company. I don't know why I thought of that. I know I talked to Steph about, having the business plan in paper form in the double thing and one on the USB. I told her, oh yeah, that's how they do it. I don't know if that's how they do it, but I sure as hell know that's how I want to do it. I'm not the cleverest guy in the world. I mean, but when it comes to this business plan and this company, no motherfucker's going to be able to kick me off. No motherfucker's going to be able to kick me off. Because none of you, I could have told you a lot of the information. None of you can make a decision about this company because, honestly, straight up, this is where I need you guys to trust me. Trust that I didn't get to this place by accident. Well, I kind of did get to this place right now, but no, it's not an accident. I didn't get here by accident. Sorry, I thought I'd stop recording. I've been really pissed off if it didn't record at all. Oh yeah, I thought it'd stop ages ago. Anyway, I used to say we were building our lotto, and I thought making the $2 million was cracking it. And to be honest, we probably could stop there. Well, no, we can't stop there. We can't stop there because, in fact, that business plan is what we need to prove. And maybe I don't know if I know what I need is business advice now, though. I need to find out. I need people to come in and talk to me about, what's the best way that we can do this? How's it been done before? How's it been done before? How's it been done before? If it makes sense to me and it looks good, then we'll do it the same way. But again, we're a Māori organisation, whānau thing that, okay, let's get this plan, let's make sure that everything that we do from there on, I don't care if it's got to come in 2 languages. I don't know if writing in the 2 languages would kind of work because I don't know anybody that's fluent that would need it in Te Reo, that would, first want to work with me. I mean, fuck. And if they do want to work with me, then if that's the only one person that wants to receive it in Māori, then we do it in Māori. Not just his copy. Don't just make him feel like he's the only one that's like, that wants to have that thing. No. Everybody gets it in Māori on one side and Pākehā on this side, or English. I don't care if it's only one person. I'm only one person. Remember that. Now I can see why people are impressed by people who have kind of, now I know why I'm impressed with those guys that done this, like the Steve Jobs and those things, because now I can, and why they're going to be impressed with me. I may never make as much money like that, but it's never like they need competition. Simon just slammed the door. He's gone into the lounge. I'm out here talking. I should be sad or upset or, And it's not that I'm emotionless, but I love him to death, but I just can't. I don't have. I do have the capacity to love and show love, and I'll show love, but I can't let that. I can't go in there right now and say, "Are you okay, honey?" Right now, I can't. And right now, he probably doesn't want to hear it anyway, because he texted me and told me to keep my voice down, or put it down to a quarter. And I understand he knows. I know he needs to sleep. And it's again not that thing about my job's more important than yours. Your job's more important than me. This is a sacrifice he has to make, and it's a sacrifice I have to make because I have to sit here and fucking do this when I would rather be in there with my darling. They talk about sacrifices. I thought I was making them for the last 3 days. I'm glad I did all this work, and I'm glad I've had these sleeps. But brain time. You've just come out with a lot of stuff. It's not good enough that you've just talked about it all. And the other thing, while I'm on this role, I need to carry on talking about it, so at least somewhere this information is, and not just in my head. And I kind of think if there was something I wanted to do on a blog, I think right now, that's, if I was going to, how we were talking about, videoing it. I'm going to start a YouTube video. I don't care if nobody watches it. It's a video record of what I've been doing. Maybe it's a private one, so yeah. Well, I know. See, people can rip me apart on this. I'm not delusional. I'm not. This is going to work. There'll always be scoffers. I mean, Cat, I love you, but you talk behind my back. And sadly it gets caught out, but I've done it. I mean, the thing that, let's be honest about it, everybody in here, everybody I know has talked about somebody. Does it mean we don't love you? Hell no. I'm going to look for my mate Roger. I might give him 20k. It's just enough to buy himself a nice car and get a job and get all that stuff ready for him. And say, I'm sorry that I did that stuff. And I was angry. And, Steph always has this thing about, don't do this, don't do that. And she was right. I can justify what I did by saying, well, he did this to me, so that makes that okay. Doesn't. I don't need his apologies. I'm actually not doing it for his forgiveness. I'd like to be his friend again. I'd like us to be able to ring up and do that stuff. But if that doesn't happen, I'm okay. He was my mate for a long time. Probably the mate I've known the longest that's still connected with, I am past that friendship though. I don't have time to do the ha's and the funny and misappropriate jokes, and because I've got too much work to do right now. And yeah, he will see the millions, and if I could give him some of that again, I would, but I can give them $20,000. You know, um, and I was so sure about how I was doing things. I was getting in touch with people and saying we're going to have a launch, and la 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 la. And I wanted to bring some people. I want to bring the team that I've picked out over to come over, but I don't want to bring them over for a launch now. I want to employ them. Yeah, I can't. Like I said earlier, I can't buy the German car, the this, that, and everything else. But what I can do is bring you over here, pay you a good salary so that you can afford to rent for a couple of years or something like that. But I'm sure as hell make sure that you're making twice as or three times more money than you were back in whichever country you came from. But this time I'm not asking you to manage a section. I'm asking you to help build this company. Oh, you've done this one. It's not that you guys are going to help build a company so you guys can go in and work in it. No, no, no. This is a corporation. You're helping to build the largest or a conglomerate. Yeah, I see. That's the other thing. While we'll have an international reach, the point of difference in the way that we own our business is going to be like a McDonald's kind of way. We don't need to own the land. What we need to be sure of and show our investors is that the idea I've got in my head can work. We don't need to own the land because, in fact, yeah, we don't need to own the land. What we need to do is, oh shit, this is me look fucking loser. Sitting there, doing all this talking while I smoke a cigarette. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Yeah. Oh, fuck, I forgot what I was talking about again. Shit. It's not that I don't forget what I'm talking about, but I place things in my head in like almost a ladder approach. I've got to go up each rung one at a time. But when I miss a rung, it means sometimes I have to get right back to the bottom because I've tripped. Shit. I know there's some people that won't want to come over and do this, but now I know why they've got to come over. If this group of people that I bring in can help me build, oh God, I need to find a way to catch up with all these guys. I need to do it with all of them, and I need them to see who we are, and I need them, and I don't want people dressing up in suits. That's going to come, but we're at least 2 years away from that launch. But I need to tell them about how I fucked up. But if they can stay with me, they'll never have to work again in their lives. This isn't where I need toko, and this isn't where I need them. But the fact that this company's going to, and that's the thing about this business plan, it's not good enough that we just do the stuff in New Zealand. When I wrote this plan out, at the moment there's nothing I want to cut off that list. because I think as far as our whole list goes, it's a McDonald's. One of those things might be a business, but that's not what I'm selling here. I'm selling a McDonald's. That might, in this country, have maybe it can employ 5,000 people, and it's probably conservatively, but that would be 5,000 people throughout all. No, actually, it's going to be a lot more than that. I was just doing the grow farms, and only one type. So you got to. We could be employing not just people in Taranaki. Those are the ones that are still going to make those profit margins. Like, I think my projections as far as that goes was good, because the investors are going to see, look, if that part of the company can do that, phew, if this part of the company can do that, and then you step back and you go, look, there's probably there's 10 franchisees alone. Was I considered that part to be the virtual business? I don't know. It's virtual in the sense that we physically don't own. We have no physical buildings or land or any of that stuff. What the franchise is buying a McDonald's. We'll pay for the land and we'll pay for the building, you pay for the lease. We fill it with McDonald's stuff that you have to pay for, because remember, this business isn't theirs for free. And for people back here in New Zealand that want to do this, we'll have a whole lot of different schemes, but we are going to have a scheme that Steph was talking about. I think we're a social enterprise company that's supportive of putting that money back into the community, that actually in the lower income areas where things aren't good, maybe in those areas we don't charge people. Because the other thing is to get the dispensary card, it's photo ID. And if your photo on your card doesn't look like the person that's standing in front of me, I'm sorry, sir, this isn't you. And there are going to probably be people that rip the system off. But that's why we make the card as difficult as possible. If someone's going to rob your house, it doesn't matter how many alarms is on it or how many locks. If they're going to break in, they're going to break in. Same thing. But we can mitigate some of that. Like, we're not going to give them a photocopy card. We're going to mitigate as much of their risk as we can, and that's what we need to prove. Not to the ones that gave us $3 million, but the ones that are going to invest on it once it hits the share markets on that day. And then the other thing being is, and again, I haven't researched any of this stuff, but that's also what this business plan needs to reflect. That this is the stuff that we know we've got to do. This is the stuff, Again, that risk analysis stuff is really good. Like that. We shouldn't be doing a SWOT. It's not enough. And the other thing is, we can't give these people 16,000 pages to read, because if I get to write it properly, it's going to take a doctorate, and in the same sense that the doctorate has to have that research done, provable, repeatable, all that's love signs for that. You said this would happen. You said that if this balloon was blowing up and you put a pin into it, that it would pop. Well, let me try it. Hey, it worked. You guys try it. Yep, it worked. Well, we can say that what you're telling us is the truth. In this sense, it will be for our our tyre research. And I still think hemp biodegradable tyres that can work at a high temperature than rubber tyres is a possibility. Now that's where we put that stuff into the business plan, because that's the stuff that we'll need to prove to our major launch. Hey, how are you guys giving money back to the community? Well, actually, we've got the PAC Foundation. Well, what is that going to do? How's that going to help? Well, the unique part about this is blah, 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 blah. We're not looking at setting up one massive farm that one conglomerate makes money off, and all the smaller people are missing out. Actually, it's the opposite way. What I'm wanting to do is have lots of people having McDonald's. Little McDonald's. So you might turn up to one McDonald's shop down in Opunake and maybe makes 10 in a day. Cool. The demand's going to be high because, anyway, what I'm thinking is if Opunake had a grow farm, if Manaia had one, if Pihama had one, if all those little towns around the Motu had farms, like grow farms, like we talk about dairy farms, and those small iwi, I'm sorry, but those are going to be to my cousins, and those are going to be to my whānau. Those are the people that can buy those ones. The rest of the country is open to the rest of the country. But I will look first, and this is, it's a giveaway. It's a sorry, I lost track. I was talking about the PAC Foundation. So what are we going to do with our profits from all those companies? Well, that's going to be up to the PAC Foundation, and the CEO for that is Miss Stephanie Harford, my sister. Oh, okay. Invest in my company to make profits. How we use those profits, you can be concerned about. But this cannot be touched, because it isn't about you owning it or you investing in it, but it's about doing charitable things, giving back to the community. We've got a social conscience. This whole thing is a social conscience. I just didn't realise how big a social conscience this gives. And probably what I wanted to move on to the next part too is what I'm building now is going to mean we make a lot of money, blah. But would Stacey be able to become the CEO for this company? No, because the investors need to know the person that's up there. And even if I was Superman, or with, I was going to say the Hulk is the boyfriend, but that's, we'd set you up to fail if we did that. For any of us to go into any part of this job, it's just too big. But that's not what I'm building here. What I'm saying is, let's build that so that that company is going to, well, for some of the richer families in the world, make my family rich. 5 people in my family, my sons, my daughter, and my husband, that's it. But that is what I could do, but that's not We're going to make trillions. You're not going to get a job. You're going to get a percentage of this trillions. If I gave you guys all 1% of $1 trillion, you're going to make $1 billion. What is it that keeps our prices high? It's because while these guys have put billions, millions and millions and millions of dollars into our investment, they're doing that because, well, if I give this guy $1 and he makes me $10, cool. If I give this guy 10 million, he's going to give me 100 million back. Every year. Because the stuff's always going to sell. It's always going to move. And again, those kind of prices that I'm talking about are based on just New Zealand. I don't want anybody to forget the fact that we still haven't, well, we don't need to prove that we can. We don't need to. We don't need to do it. But we need to show them in that investment pitch. It's going to have to be a lot longer than 5 minutes and animated. I still want it animated. I mean, I think I like it. But I'll take advice. And if my idea doesn't work, then, well, hey, guess what? I'm not going to make the wrong decision. I'll go with what's going to work. Because while it's my company, this part of the journey, the decision's still mine, but I'm going to make the right decisions because I'm going to get the right advice. But these decisions that I make over this next 2 years it's about building a corporation, and I don't know how to explain that better. We're not building one business. Oh, here it is. I'm not buying a company that we can go and work in. I'm building a company that can make money for us. So we don't have to go in and do the work. If we want to, we can. You don't want to go to work, you don't have to. I mean, we built that company so we would make a big profit. Cool, we get money off that one company. My idea takes it from that to saying, whether it's a grow farm or a dispensary or anything, what I'm suggesting for New Zealand is like, bang, our company's got 900 different companies. 900 different businesses. Every single business, should I say, we profit off. When I gave you those numbers of $880 million and blah, 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 that was off one of those businesses. I think I have to lower the numbers a bit. Well, maybe a lot. Maybe I'll take, instead of 880 million, we'll say 100 companies made $8.8 million each. Oh, but we don't have 800. We don't have. What I want to do is, the idea of franchising this is that what we're going to tell the investors is that we can get this much product to the door, through all these other companies, because while we're not building one huge business, we're investing in the country in a fucking meaningful way. We will have that 10 million square meters, but we will have it all over the place, right throughout New Zealand and some of the most backwater country towns that we can find. who are only going to make $8.8 million a year. I don't know, but I think most people would be happy with that. I got concerns that probably the price will start going up as the lower incomes start coming up. But if I don't help, not help, I'm just going to talk like I say it how I say it. Do we not do it? Of course we do it. I've never been more sure of something. I don't need to get it. Like now I know that I'm not going to people at this level about the advice that I need to do with this company, and I need to be up here because that's where the company's going. I still want to bring those guys out, but I want to give them a livable salary that's going to allow them to live in a good place. But like I said, everybody, if I can make a pitch to those guys that one, I fucked up, but two, if I can highlight to them what this next 2 or 3 years will be, yeah, if I can do this, no, I want. I don't know why I say if. I suppose it's a condition thing. I'm going to do this. Help me do this. You'll never have to work again in your life. Well, maybe until things plateau out around 2025. Well, I think it'll be much later than that. I'm thinking the market nationally and internationally here will kind of, I'm thinking it's going to peak around the 8-year mark. I don't know why it's the 8-year mark. Maybe it's my lucky number. Oh, it's the month I was born. But it just seems like you start up all these businesses, you start up all these things while it's new and fun, good. But not as many people eat at McDonald's as they used to. It's going to be part of the it's going to be part of those projections. People are going to get a drop in it. But, if you came in at the start, people might decide to pull out and sell their shares. Somebody else might step in and buy them at the same price or manage to get them at a cheaper price. Maybe the company stocks go up and they have to pay more for it. But if people start pulling out and other people start buying in, it's not a concern. It's just, it's a rollover investments. The next pink unicorn's around the corner, and they made a shitload of money on this, but hey, I want to make even more. I don't know why people do that. Unless they've got the same idea as me. I do want a nice house, and I do want nice cars. But God, come on. Some of those families in America that still use the tax brackets and don't give it back to these workers. And will this change when it goes to Australia? Fuck no. I'm not selling these farms to huge conglomerates. I'm building these farms so that the small person as a collective can have an impact on their finances and on their lives. No one's going to go down the road and give these guys the opportunity. I'm not going to say it's free. I didn't say it was free. I said that if you want to be part of McDonald's, all we're giving you is the venue, the vehicle, the thing. Just like gas stations, they're closed down. Okay, it's no longer a gas station. They pull everything. And again, it's part of their virtual business. I'm saying that. If somebody pulls out, somebody else might come in. But we would have made enough profit off that one building in 10 years. So what if we lose one? Who knows? We might have had another 100 set up by that stage anyway. I mean, I projected out that we should still be increasing the size of dispensaries after 5 years. I don't think we're going to saturate the market because I don't think, just like you can't put a pub on every corner. I think that we'll have a bigger stake in the market, and even if our products start to wane, we can rebrand ourselves on certain products. We can do all that kind of stuff. And that's what I say, maybe it'll take us 5 years. Maybe this first $3 million won't get us as far as we need to go. The risk for our company is if we don't want to go into America. Maybe we do look at 20 million shares. Maybe it is that we put 4 million crowdsource. It's twice the money. It's still the same size job, but it does kind of free us up to do more work. Yes, me and Simon are going to move. Yes, we're going to get nicer cars. Why don't I give it to everybody? Because I want to know we're safe. I like it here. Shit, places I've slept in my life. This is fantastic, and even better, I've got somebody I love. I know a lot of people kind of, because all they see is someone going nutty at me, or ringing me up and texting saying, go home, come home, come home. I wouldn't do that myself. And while everybody else thinks he's controlling, he's on this, you may well think that, you may well think it is, because that's what you're saying. It's not how it makes me feel, and it's not a bad thing. I'll tell you why it's not a bad thing, because Simon understands my mental health better than anybody. And he's learned through the hard way. He's had to learn a whole lot of it. He's learned how to help me, help myself the hard way. I have taken that man through hell. And if a $144,000 car is going to make that man happy, then I will get one. Anyway, the people I've got on my team that I need to help, that need to work with me right now, who I'd like to work with. I want Brian Eden from Canada. I want Glenn from Atlanta. I'll come back to Lasana. I want to bring Gareth and his wife out too. La is my first. Lahore was my first. Ewan, and that sucks. I was going to call her the wrong name. Sorry, Mary Man. Stoney, Cece. I want on board with me right now at this stage. Because I like the energy that they give, and I like the supportiveness that I feel from them, and I like this. No, I don't fuck the rest of you if you don't like it. I don't care. But those are the only people I want working with me. Oh, well, I know I've probably forgotten somebody overseas because, John Dillup, and I think that's it. I've slept for the last 2 days, so some of the stuff now is going to be on the computer, but at the moment, this is Tina. Tina's the other one. Fuck. Like I could have fucking forgotten her. She's my sidekick. But even that, I know why I'm doing that. That's why I don't need a corporate account right now. I'm not a corporation. My business plan was to start a business, and that's what people are buying. My business isn't about running a business or owning a business. My business is about creating a corporation, a conglomerate, and an international reach. My brothers and sisters, my lovely sister Steph, will have a part in the job, but that's about me needing to connect with her as a person. But I need her as a support person, not somebody making decisions. I've already made the decisions. Where I need you, sis, is that when this company goes live and we get our first lot of money in, you're going to need to use, even if you used $1 million to find a building or shit, I mean, 10 million if you need to. By that time, we've cracked it, and it's just a matter of how each of us want to deal with that money. We're not shareholders. Shareholders are investors that gave us money and continue to leave that money with us because the profits are going back to them. The investors get the profits. All we get is that original amount that, say, like I was saying, if we put 10 shares out there and everybody paid $10 for them, that's all they bought. They get the profit off it. But like they said, every year, $10 off that has to come to us first. Because that was what you said you'd give us. And then you get the rest. As we call it, that part's the profit. That's what they get. They're just lucky that they get that much of it. But when our prices go up, I'm sorry, but their 10% goes up. Well, no, the 10% doesn't go up. That was $10 for $10 all year. Steph understands it. They're paying $10 for the share. Well, if the price goes up, they now, if that one share was worth $10, cool. Your business improves. Well, now it's worth 20. Boom. Doesn't matter how much that goes up for us. What their money continues to do in our business is we still have that $10 every year. We get that. Even if the price of that share goes down. And if you paid $60 for the share today and then suddenly tomorrow it's only worth $1, again, that's the risk that they took. But I'm sorry, you've still got to give us $60. Oh, but I'm only making $1 now. I can't. Okay, but somebody's got to pay for this. And in the meantime, what will happen is somebody else will come in and buy it when they can no longer fulfill that thing. So they lose their shares in the company, and what could happen if I think when it goes down under the price that they originally paid for it. Like you said, if it was $60 and the profit margin went up, they now get $80, but of course in the same way. If they've got to pay $60 each week and then the price goes down, they've got to top up the other $20 or sell them. And they might sell them for a loss. And next week, the company turns around and goes back straight up. I think this is how it works. I might be wrong, but it kind of makes sense to me from some of the movies I've seen. I'm not saying that's it, but at least I can go to a business advisor now and talking about. Or at least ask him what he thinks and see if it matches up with what I think it is. What I need to find, though, is somebody who's an investment banker that can talk to me like I'm a layman but not a stupid person. I can't have somebody talk to me. No, I'm not saying they shouldn't talk to me like an idiot, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Pete's a great example of this. Pete can explain computer networks in a way that you go, is that what the voice meant? I didn't know that's what they were talking about. I need someone that can break things down like that. But I've got to fly around the world to see these guys to convince them about what I'm doing and where I'm going. But I'm not. I'm thinking too small. All the people that I've spoken to around the world and all the people that are products I've seen, I have to go and see. I don't want to fucking go do all this. Simon can't take the time off to come, and I can't leave Simon home with the three kids, and I can't take them with me. But I could ask Andrea to come and stay over there. She wants to be with Nan. She doesn't know how long she's going to be there. Leash? Could see if Leash would go. Oh no, it's too short a period. It's funny, I can solve the solutions of corporate conglomerates, but I can't figure out how I'm going to find somebody that can look after the kids while I'm away for maybe a month. Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. Something I was thinking about is that it actually doesn't matter. I don't think one of us getting in trouble and getting arrested is actually going to do much damage to the corporation. But I will. The other thing is, if we do this, it's not our job to run the company. That's the difference between a corporation. And we need to find people that can actually do this, prove that they've done it before, so we can trust them with our company. But everybody that comes in on the ground floor is going to get the profits from it. I need to explain that part, yes. For those who wanted to get into this because they wanted to start a business, that's not what I'm doing now. Not to say if you wanted to pull out and then go and work and run one of the farms, cool. help me build this entire corporation over the next, well, no, it's not that actually. It's help me build this business plan I've made. Help me make it. Help me do this. Anyway, that's all for tonight, because one, I'm tired, and two, I'm missing my husband. I know he's not happy with me right now, but honestly, if I hadn't done this stuff right now, Jack saves the day again.